Hey gang, Ryan here with another Theros 8 draft. Cool, this is a pretty fun pack with a couple of different options to go and all in fairly equal, I would say power level. Night Howler is really nice bestow dude, especially because it's only a 4 color cost bestow. The only thing is I think I prefer the Emissary better than the Night Howler. But I could definitely go here. It's always nice to start off on a nice black devotion cost in case Gary start getting past you. Shipwreck Singer, wonderful. Though if I want to go blue, I actually think Nimbus Naiad is probably about as good as Shipwreck Singer, though obviously Shipwreck Singer can get a lot more power level going, but picking this guy first, staying on one color is kind of worth it. Also with the other Alciad here, and a lot of decent green cards here with the Disciple, the Agent, Arson Sorrow for the sideboard is fine. We'll go ahead and take Night Howler. Black tends to be a very good color to always be in, and then you can sometimes get lucky and get, the nutty deck with some past Garys and whatnot. Here we're going to follow up with a Baleful Eidolon since we're already in black and this card's insane, but so is some other good green. We already passed some good green, but the Leaf Crown Dryad, Sedge Scorpion, Time to Feed are pretty nice. If they tend to be open, that's cool. But I'd even say the Baleful Eidolon is actually the best card in the pack, so that's cool. Chain to the Rocks is not what we're doing. Griptide is competing with Divine Verdict for nice removal spells. I'm going to, again, stick to black, take the Cavern Lampid. I think it's weaker than Divine Verdict and Griptide, but I'm not going to jump into another color for the slight power level switch. If this was Voyage's End, which is much better than Griptide, then I would start getting into blue. And blue-black is a great color combination to be in. But since it's not, I'm just going to go ahead and having our first 3 cards be 3 different bestow creatures at different points on the mana curve means that is very good. That is exactly what kind of deck I want to be having. So that is cool. And then we're seeing some more green pass. I think the Leaf Crown Dryad is better than Triton Tactics, even though we just saw blue in the last pack. I think it's a little bit more of a signal. Triton Tactics is either just a fine combat trick, or it's just nutty within the heroic blue-white deck or something, right? But that's not what I'm doing. And I think I like green-black a little bit better than red-black, because red-black kind of sucks. And definitely the Leaf Crown Dryad is more powerful than the Spear Point Oread. Green Nymph better than red Nymph. And those are really the only considerations in this pack. Asphodel Wanderer is not a consideration for us in our black base here. Wow, so Lightning Strike Voyages and Sealock Monster, another Spear Point Oread. So Lightning Strike is absolutely amazing and shouldn't be going this late. That was our first real strong signal that red's open, and I could grab it. But again, red-black isn't particularly insane. I think Voyage's End is in many ways just as good, and we saw more blue happening. And I'd rather take this now. Someone might start getting into blue from what we have passed, but I'm kind of happy to take the Voyage's End over the Lightning Strike, because of my color preferences and based on what we're seeing in general in these packs. Disciple of Phoenix is a great pickup here in our black-themed base. And I'm just looking. Dragon Mantle is now a red signal, again, that we're seeing. Fate Foretold is very playable in blue, but not exactly strong. Not as good as Dragon Mantle. Just to look for kind of clues as to where to go in our next color should we need to. Dorky red cards. Dorky red-blue card. Evangel of Heliod is actually pretty decent, especially if that's your top end of an aggressive white deck, but we're not going there. I'll just take the Annul to cut one of my possible side colors, even though I can do that with Asphodel Wanderer too and cutting black, but I've done a pretty good job of cutting black. Anything powerful black does pass. So we'll do that just to kind of suggest people not to go there. Now we are starting to really see red and maybe wanting to audible into red-black, which is certainly a deck. And I'm going to take the Fanatic of Mogus over the Tormented Hero. It's just a good 4-drop. I'm looking to be more base black with Black Devotion than red, but that could change. And Dragon Mantle is certainly fine, but not over Fanatic of Mogus. And again, Tormented Hero doesn't really do anything in a black deck. I kind of avoid it. Wow, Shipwreck Singer is still here, so we're going to snatch that up. And just continue to be as open as possible to what our second color is. Green started drying up after we picked this Leaf Crown Dryad, so that's something to note. Some more reddish cards, but none of them really amazing. Scholar of Athros is actually fine to splash in a black deck because you get it down and then you start paying its activation as your main color base. But I'm already so spread out in what my second color is going to be, and I don't like splashing that much in this format, so we're going to just pick up a big old 6-drop, which I'm not stoked on, but it's better than this 5-drop, and these cards are not playable, so there you have it. I think I'm just going to cut the Chronicler of Heroes. I'm not too sure I want a Guardians of Miletus in a deck yet. I don't even know what my other color is going to be. It's a little early in draft to take these stupid cards. And Chronicler of Heroes is actually just a fine card, so I'll just take it out of the pool. I'm going to take the Fairies Band Centaurs. I really don't think it would be green. I saw very little other green besides this Dryad. But Deathbell's Raider, if I end up wanting one, like, I'll have it. That's not going to be too hard to grab. March of Returned will begrudgingly be played. I feel like the Shipwreck Singer is also one of the latest pickups we had, and a strong sort of push towards blue. We saw all that open, but we passed a lot of blue, so it could be weak in our next pack. But I'm kind of looking, of course, to stay base black, but with our Voyage's End and Shipwreck Singer, 2 very strong cards, next to just 1 strong card in each other color, I'm kind of looking to solidify myself there. We do open an Ilea's Emissary, however, which is an amazing green card, and probably the best card in the pack. Suntrack Giant is perfectly fine. But we have Read the Bones, which I'm never sad to be playing too many of. It's just an amazing divination, and the 2-life is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to snatch up that in my color. Kind of wish there was something a little bit stronger in black, just to have a nice first pick, but can't always get lucky. And Temple of Triumph is like 2 tickets or something right now, so it's not worth grabbing over, an actual pick. Curse of the Swine. Definitely has a huge power level. Wingsteed Rider is the best card in the pack. Onslaught, so yeah. The Heroic deck, which we weren't seeing that we were passing, we're rewarding someone for. But I'm not going to jump into it now, that's for sure. And since we were kind of looking for power level of black and blue, we'll take Curse of the Swine. I think it'll be time to grab it now. And this will also allow us to, only pass up a Blood Toll Harpy in our color, and that's fine. Could take the Burnished Heart. That's definitely an option. And it'll, kind of always make a cut, but I'm not too, in love with it. I'm not looking to splash anything really ever, but certainly not at the moment. So yeah, we'll take the Curse and see what else comes along. But I really need to start sort of narrowing down my game plan. And we have nice options here now in blue and black. And I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to go. Definitely hiding some of these weaker cards. And not seeing any strong red in the first couple packs here means I'm kind of over it with the red thing. I'm going to stick to black because I don't think the ordeal's that amazing and my deck's not looking to do it. I'm trying to decide between, do I want like a nice removal spell with Farika's Cure. If we're playing blue-black, Return Phalanx is good, but I'd probably be able to pick it up. And I think Mogus's Marauder is just kind of insane and kind of just like pounds through. I'm going to take Mogus's Marauder. I'm less likely to see them, and Farika's Cure, if black is that open, I might actually be able to pick up 1 or 2 later. Though I do need to start paying attention to stronger removal spells. Wow, Heliod's Emissary. There's nothing in this pack for me, besides maybe a Thassa's Bounty, and that I don't care about. And Heliod's Emissary is like super strong, so I'm just going to grab it. And this is a card that I'm happy to splash for as a 4-drop, and that's perfectly fine. Or even, of course at 7 it's great, but yeah, there's no way I'm passing up these other cards. I could take Agent of Horizons if I happen to think I was going to jump back into green. But Agent is better in green-blue totality, of course, and yeah, I'm not planning on that. Griptide's a great pickup here, that's fine. Happy to have that. Very happy to have it. Also, yeah, best card in the pack, for sure. Ooh, and we are in black all the way. Keepsake Gorgon slammed here. Would love either one of these 2-drops, and actually as many as we could get of these 2-drops, Return Phalanx and Omen Speaker, but we're not passing up premium Keepsake Gorgon here. Love having another Shipwreck Singer, that's cool. We already have a Read the Bones, don't need it quite as much, but Shipwreck Singer is going to be great. Do want to start shoring up some of our early defense, because we actually have, aside from the Biffle Eidolon, pretty weak early dudes. Night Howler, you know, isn't exactly the premium 3-drop when nothing's died yet, and we have a 2/2 and then these 1/2 control guys. Borderline Minotaur, best card here, but I think Scourge Mark is going to be fine for what we're doing. But I think I'm going to take the Fellhide Minotaur. Again, I was just talking about how I need to shore up the 2s and 3s, and Scourge Mark, I don't need to pick that highly. I'll get a Scourge Mark if I want it, and since I don't have a lot of Garys or anything, I don't really care about Scourge Mark being major. Here, Thassa's Bounty, if we end up getting a super control deck, which is where I'd love my deck to go, then I could play at Thassa's Bounty. I mean, drawing 3 cards is not bad. It's definitely not going to be this Beast here, nor this Lost in the Labyrinth, so snatch him up. Aqueous Form might actually make it. Could take Bronze Sable for the sideboard. Actually, I think I'm going to do that over Aqueous Form. This guy's fine, and it can start getting some beats in, but this is a 2-drop, and it's good against other Intimidate type dudes. Really stoked to have Return Phalanx here. It's exactly when I want to pick it up after it's tabled and no one else is really valuing it highly. Here are the same 3 pick choices we had before. Now we'll just diversify what those picks are, and then start thinking ahead to our ideals. Any Gary would still be very welcome in this deck. If I can get a Grey Merchant of Asphodel, then things would be just snappy here. But let's get rid of any of our stupid cards now that we've gotten some premium pieces that we can really start loving on our deck, such as a Shelly here. Absolutely stoked for Thassa's Emissary. Would be amazed if this Lampid tabled, but that's actually a possibility in how these cards are going. More than likely, I'm just going to see the Blood Toll Harpy, which is something to think about, because I'll have that for my 3-drop slot as well. Goodbye. I want to remember the Minotaurs there, though. We're not looking to play you right now, or you. Yeah, but we have a really nice deck. I hit a bunch of cards that can still be played, so I'm not worried about hitting playables by any means. This is just looking at the premium cards I have and what, like, I really just need for the main part of my deck. We're going to take a Baleful Eidolon here over a Grip Tide, because this is what my deck wants. I want to shore things up early, and the 2-drops on Death Touch and Bestow is just nutty. I already have one Grip Tide. I would love another one, don't get me wrong, but I think Baleful Eidolon is just that much better. Yeah. Death Touch, Death Touch, Death Touch. I'm going to take another one, honestly. I know it's kind of loading up on 2s quite a bit, but I think that's what we want. And don't forget, Baleful Eidolon also works in the 5-drop slot, so it's very versatile that way. I would like a Prussian Chimera to round out my curve, and a Vaporkin's fine. I don't really want a Vaporkin in this deck based on what I'm trying to do. I'm not looking to be aggressive in blue-black, I'm looking to control. So the Vaporkin is not particular. I would, if the other Baleful Eidolon wasn't here, I would take the Prussian Chimera. Okay, Sealock Monster is fine for just getting a nice power dude online, and it'll work well in our deck. We don't need anything else, and yeah, there's some decent cards like Time to Feed and Savage Surge in green, but they're about comparable to Sealock Monster. I'm just going to cut the Leaf Crown Dryad, which I think is the best card in the pack. I don't need a Cutthroat Maneuvers or an Aqueous Form at the moment. We have plenty of other hitting cards to round out our playables, and yeah, I think this is better. We actually don't have like flyers right now besides our Shipwreck Singers to where Surety Winds is better than Leaf Crown Dryad. They're kind of like equal in that regard. So goodbye. Here's a Blood Toll Harpy, which I guess I'll take, even though I'm expecting the other one to table. I could take the Viper's Kiss instead, but this guy will be fine. I mean, the fact that it does do damage in the air is actually okay. We'll take that. And an Emissary. Rawr. Yeah, good red cards. As we kind of thought, red was a wee bit open. I'm considering taking the Stymied Hope instead of the Return Centaur. We do have plenty of creatures at the moment, and I would, if anything that I want more of, I want more solid kind of like control cards, and this is definitely one of them, so I'll take it. Not on premium level, but certainly fine. I don't want a Benthic Giant. I already have some nice 5-drops and a bunch of Bestow guys for later on, so I don't really need it in my slot. I already have 14 good creatures, and there's a 15th hidden in there somewhere. And I think we'll take the Viper's Kiss. There's another one that was maybe tabling. What did I have? Viper's Kiss or Boon of Erebos is just kind of like a card. I think overall Viper's Kiss is better. And kind of more important in what my deck's trying to do. That's fine. Mnemonic Wall. We are really low on our removal. All we have is Griptide, Voyage's End, and then a Keepsake Organ. Mnemonic Wall's not going to do a whole lot, only getting back that and Read the Bones, and maybe a Summit Hopes, which is a horrible thing to get back. Oh, I forgot, Curse this Swine. That's a removal spell. Yay. We already have the Bronze Sable. We'll take Mnemonic Wall. Take the Fleshman Steed if I need to round out the 2-drops. Don't really need to, but, you know, why not? We'll have another null for the sideboard? Yeah, that's never happening. Same with any of these guys. Alright. So we have a pretty respectable deck in what our base of the deck is. Power level is nice. We'll have to play cards like a Stymied Hopes or something to round out our playable since we didn't get, you know, a Sip of Hemlocks or Lash of the Whips. And I passed up that one Farika's Cure that I saw. I think I might have gotten one with how open black was. But I'm certainly not bummed. I mean, I have 3 Baleful Eidolons, which almost act as removal spells. And yeah, I can put them on one of my flyers if I need to help out with the flying thing. So yeah, it should be good. And we'll be happy to trade these guys off early, considering our Night Heller is here. Cool. So our first 19 playables are all super duper quality. Love our 2-drop slot and how versatile it is, along with our 5-drop slot with these Baleful Eidolons, Return Phalanx, and Shipwreck Singers. With a lot of creatures to keep us alive late game, and then the Shipwreck Singers just to start punishing our opponent for stupidity. I still have this Fellhide Minotaur in because I'm actually short on like high quality playables. All these guys are good except for the Fellhide Minotaur, but then if you look at the rest of the cards in the sidebar, they're just pretty lame. Bronze Sable and Fleshman Steed, last thing we need are more 2-drops, and really the Sable I could see is the only thing jumping on in order to deal with some Intimidate issues or anything that's artifact relevant. We're going to bring the Stymied Hopes in. I have a nice 15 creature count. I'm not really looking for anything more anyway. We just kind of want to shore up our way to interact with our opponent. I'm going to bring in Thassa's Bounty. Normally I wouldn't like this except for out of the sideboard to make sure I'm not playing against a super aggressive deck, which means I might get rid of this really early. But again, this deck, you know, just needs to kind of like have some last playable cards. And if I'm doing what I want to in the deck, Thassa's Bounty should be very good for me. I'll be able to mill myself, in fact, to kind of get maybe a little bit of value off of Night Howler. And more importantly, I'm drawing 3 cards in a deck that I'm looking to go late game anyway and kind of remove my opponent's threats and then take over. Could play Mnemonic Wall, but as I said in the draft, I didn't have a whole lot of amazing targets that come through. There certainly are some targets, but I'm not excited for it, but it'll certainly make the last cut. Otherwise, we have Lost in a Labyrinth and Viper's Kiss. And because those options, and March of the Return I'm basically not even considering, because those options are so weak, I will go ahead and throw the Mnemonic Wall on. All of our spells are technically targetable by Mnemonic Wall. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, the 6 spells we have, if we've used them, we get them back. They may not be amazing cards to get back. They're not like straight up removal spells. And once you see any of these cards coming, they're kind of lame. But it'll work. And if nothing else, it's an 0-4. As, you know, our last creature to help us stay alive. And we're just going to rock 18 lands, since we just want to be able to hit our guys and our bestow costs by any means possible. 8-10, is that appropriate? Yeah, this is appropriate. We do this Sealock monster, but we have just so much other black, and everything else just, well, I guess, oh, we do have Curse the Swine. Yeah, I still think 8-10 is appropriate considering just how much black we have and a number of double black spells. So, yeah, 8-10 should be good. That's what we'll rock.